Chuck Norris, a name synonymous with strength and resilience, a name remembered as Walker, Texas Ranger, and famous for his epic showdown with Bruce Lee. To millions, he's more than an actor. He's a symbol of courage. But behind the legend lies a painful story. At 85, Norris still carries the scars of watching his brother die in battle and witnessing his family torn apart. If Chuck has inspired you, hit like to honor a hero who's borne both glory and sorrow. Born Carlos Ray Norris in 1940, Oklahoma, Chuck's childhood was marked by hardship. His father, a World War II veteran, returned home broken and battling alcoholism, turning the family home into a place of fear. His mother, Wilma, was the rock holding the family together through relentless poverty and turmoil. At 14, Chuck stood up to his father's violence, vowing never to become that man. By 16, his mother fled with her boys to California, seeking a fresh start. Those early wounds forged a resilience that would define Chuck's life. In 1958, Chuck joined the Air Force in South Korea, discovering martial arts. Though shy and unathletic, martial arts gave him purpose and confidence. Returning home in 1962, he opened a small karate school, turning discipline and passion into the foundation of his future success. The room was often empty, the floorboards echoing as Chuck swept the mats, waiting for students who sometimes never came. Money was tight, doubts were loud, but Chuck believed in more than survival. He was fighting to build a future. In the early 1960s, he entered karate tournaments, facing crushing defeats that echoed his childhood powerlessness. But each loss pushed him harder, turning his body into a weapon forged by relentless will, not natural talent. Between 1964 and 1967, Chuck's setbacks shaped him into steel. Then, at 27, he won his first major championship, and soon dominated the karate circuit for 6 years straight. Chuck didn't just teach martial arts. He taught respect, perseverance, and inner strength. Every defeat hurt, he said, but it pushed me closer to the man I wanted to become. What started as a fragile dream became a living legacy. By the 1970s, Chuck's rise was unstoppable. His breakout moment came in 1972, opposite Bruce Lee in The Way of the Dragon. Their legendary fight wasn't just a battle, it was the birth of a new star. Though haunted by fear he'd be remembered as the man Lee defeated, Chuck's intensity and presence made Hollywood take notice. The late 70s were tough, competing with stars like Stallone and Schwarzenegger. But in 1978, Good Guys Wear Black finally struck a chord with audiences. Roles in The Octagon, Lone Wolf McQuade, Missing in Action, and the Delta Force cemented his place as America's martial arts icon. Tough, patriotic, and unyielding. Behind the scenes, Chuck carried deep wounds. His younger brother Whelan died in Vietnam at 21, a loss that left a hole no fame could fill. Every soldier role on screen echoed that grief, lending his performances a raw, unseen weight. Stardom demanded sacrifice, grueling schedules, injuries, and long months away from family. Yet Chuck's childhood-honed resilience pushed him forward. Then in 1993, Walker, Texas Ranger catapulted him to global fame. Even as jokes and parodies spread, Chuck's legacy only grew stronger. But beneath the spotlight, the scars remained, proof that his greatest victories were not just on screen, but in the unbreakable spirit that refused to be defeated. After the battle, Chuck faced a far more personal war, the loss of his younger brother, Valand. Known as the family's bright spirit, Valand once whispered he wouldn't live past 27. That grim prediction came true in 1970, when, at just 21 and serving in Vietnam, he sacrificed his life to warn his comrades of an ambush. This ultimate act of courage left a wound in Chuck that no fame or fortune could heal. Every time he acted out battles on screen, he was haunted by Valand's memory, a painful reminder that real heroism carries a devastating cost. Despite facing childhood bullies, poverty, and defeats in karate, nothing compared to losing his brother, who was a piece of himself. Yet, from this grief, Chuck found strength, dedicating his films to resilience and courage inspired by Valand's sacrifice. But life's trials continued. Chuck's 30-year marriage to his high school sweetheart Diane ended in 1988, leaving him shattered. Soon after, he learned he had a daughter, Dina, from a brief relationship during his military service, a secret kept to protect his marriage. Reading her letter brought guilt and sorrow. Chuck reached out to build a relationship, but the question of what might have been lingered, marking another profound chapter of loss and hope in his life. Chuck later admitted that while Dina became a blessing, the regret for lost years never fully faded, a different kind of scar, carved not by war, but by choices, silence, and time. For a man, these truths stripped away his armor, revealing a father trying to heal through honesty and love. Even the strongest carry heavy regrets, whispers of what was lost before being found. As if fate hadn't tested him enough, another blow came, not in family, but in friendship. In the late 1980s, Chuck formed a close bond with Lee Atwater, a charismatic political strategist and trusted confidant. Their unlikely friendship was built on laughter, trust, and late-night talks. Then, in March 1990, tragedy struck. Lee collapsed during a speech and was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor at just 39. Chuck Norris was devastated when his close friend Lee Atwater died at just 40. It shattered his belief that strength could protect anyone. "If it could happen to him, it could happen to me," Chuck said, facing life's fragility. But his greatest battle came in 2013 when his wife, Gina, suffered a rare reaction to a routine MRI. The illness ravaged her nervous system, and despite millions spent, she never fully recovered. Chuck gave up his career to care for her, quietly enduring heartbreak behind the image of a hero. Their twins grew up surrounded by hospital visits, learning the depth of their father's love and sacrifice. Through it all, Chuck showed that real strength isn't about fighting enemies, but standing by the ones you love, no matter how hard it gets. Now in his 80s, Chuck lives on a Texas ranch, a peaceful sanctuary filled with memories and battles. Though he built a fortune through martial arts, films, and business, wealth can't reclaim lost time or erase lingering shadows. Gina remains fragile, needing his constant care, while their twins witness love and resilience amid hardship. Age has softened Chuck's body, and sometimes silence weighs heavier than applause. He continues supporting Kickstart Kids, helping at-risk youth find hope through martial arts. Surrounded by family and the fragile gift of time, Chuck Norris stands as a symbol of strength, devotion, and the power of love to turn even the darkest years into light. If Chuck's story has touched you, please subscribe to our channel for more videos, and don't forget to press the bell icon.